Hi, and welcome to your yoga session. Today is all about our flexibility, and I will be guiding you through a few of my favorite practices working on my own flexibility. You will please need a yoga strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use an exercise band, a really firm exercise band, but preferably a belt or a scarf or something that does not have too much give. We're going to start lying down on our backs, and we'll start off with an internal rotation of the thighs, so our constructive relaxation pose. Feet are going to be wider than the hips, allowing inner knees to touch, resting the head down on the ground, a little tuck of the chin, and simply bringing both arms back behind you. So arms could be quite far up, or you might need to give your shoulders a little bit of space, taking the arms out to the side so that the back of the hands and the elbows are resting on the floor. Eyes can close if they're still open. And just giving yourself a moment to arrive at your practice. We'll take a few more breaths here. As you do, you allow the mind to become a little more still, and just let the thoughts melt out and away, and just bring yourself into the present moment. Using these 30 minutes to check in with yourself, to check in with your body, your mind, and your heart. Alright, after your next exhale, the eyes can open and you'll heel toe the feet to be hip distance. We're going to hook the thumbs, reach the arms up and back behind you. See if you can bring your fingernails to touch the floor. Extend the legs out in front of you and point into the feet. So curl your toes down, opening the tops of the ankles. You can allow the rib cage to lift here. Just go full stretch. And then change the hook of the thumbs, flex the ankles, send the heels forward, and squeeze the rib cage down. So what might happen here is that the arms might lift, but try and keep the fingernails pressing down into the floor as you press the upper back down as well. Beautiful. Relax the feet. Bring the arms forward, and as you do, bring the right thigh to chest. So you might hold the front of the shin, you might hold the back of the thigh. Try and keep the head and shoulders grounded here, and just squeeze that right thigh in as tight as feels appropriate in your body. We'll find a little bit of activation through the legs and gently point the toes. Taking a full breath in here. And on your exhale, lifting your head and shoulders and seeing how close you can bring your nose to your knee. So you might touch your nose to your knee, you might not. And try and squeeze and curl round as much as you can, getting a nice bit of space across that right buttocks, a nice bit of squeeze into the belly. Alright, release the head down. Switch legs and switch the interlace of the fingers. Again, gentle points in both feet, right heel lowers, left thigh squeezes into chest. So this might feel very simple for you, this might feel really great, or perhaps this feels quite tight and a little bit of a challenge. Just respect where your body is and know that this is a practice of healing and repair. You're not doing something to yourself here, you're doing something for yourself. You're not doing it to your body, you're doing it for your body, so be gentle. Take a breath in. And then lift head and shoulders on the exhale, bring the nose to the knee. Squeeze in here, really round and try and lengthen that right foot away from you. Beautiful. Release the shoulders, release the head, and bring the right leg in to meet left. All right, you're going to reach for your strap and you're going to strap the balls of the feet. So your ankles will be in flexion and you're just going to extend the legs up. So again, for some of us, this feels quite accessible, quite easy. Some of us might find it a little bit tricky to get the legs all the way straight, and that is fine. I want you to take a couple moments here and walk your hands up the strap. So instead of having the strap really long and the elbows bent, I want you to lengthen the arms upwards. Release any tension around the arms. Shoulders and head again are grounded. Lower back is grounded. Take a little bend in your knees if you need to, and if the legs are shaking, that's very normal. We'll spend a little bit of time here just to open up the legs. And let's start with our right leg. So keeping the right foot in the strap, place your left foot down onto the mat. Here I want you to work the ankle into a little deeper flexion. So see if you can get the heel to move up a little higher, the ball of the foot down a little more, and then firm through that right knee, right thigh. If you can, leg might move a little closer, you might walk your hands a little further up the strap. We meet any intensity with breath. So deep breaths here, sigh out through the mouth if you need to. We're going to extend the left leg, so flex the left foot as well, and extend that left leg away from you. Again, you might get that left leg straight, you might not. You'll feel a little hollowing of the belly here as you draw the left toes towards the shin and you extend the left heel forward. All right, let's get into inner thighs. You're going to place the strap into the right hand. Turn the right toes and the right knee out to the side. Place your left hand on your left hip and start to take that right leg out to the side, just as far as you can go without letting the left buttocks lift off the floor. So you can see I've got quite a large range of motion here, but I'm keeping that left buttocks down. I'm not pushing to my furthest shape. I'm just giving the body an opportunity to open. I'm going to take about 5 breaths here. And so if this feels very hard for you, it would be a very valuable addition to a daily practice. Even if you just take 5 minutes with each leg, just releasing that extreme tightness in the muscles. Well done. To come up, you'll draw the abdominals down, bring the right foot up, and now we're going to bring the left foot back into the strap and notice the difference in your legs. I can feel that my right leg is longer than my left leg now after that additional opening on the right side. Let's balance that out by placing right foot down onto the mat. Same thing on our left. I want you to walk your hands up the strap. Make sure that both sides of the lower back are anchored equally. Send that left heel up towards the sky, the left toes down towards the shin and firm through that left knee, left thigh. Also a little check that you can do here is make sure that you're not buckling through the ankle. Notice if the inner line of the foot is drawing down more than the outer line, can you pull down a little through that left hand, bringing the outer edge of the left foot down towards the floor. Let's flex right ankle as well. Extend the right ankle away from you, heel moves away from you, and the body and the spine are pressing down into the mat. Good. Switch on your breath. Notice if you've shortened your breath perhaps. And then let's take that external rotation. So strap into the left hand, turn the left knee, left foot out to the side. You're going to place your right hand onto your right hip and then slowly start to take that leg out as far as it will go. And so the left toes, the left knee pointing down towards the floor. Right buttock is anchored, right shoulder, back of the head, and we're going to take 5 full breaths here. Beautiful. Once you've completed those 5 breaths, abdominals draw down, bring left leg up, bring right leg back into the strap, extend both legs. And just notice the difference compared to our initial feeling when you first placed your legs in the strap. Well done. You can bend the knees, place the strap to the side, keep your right thigh in towards the chest and place the left foot down. We're moving into our figure 4, so you're going to flex your right ankle, place the outer right ankle onto the left thigh and encourage that right knee away from you, but not at the expense of the lower back skewing or moving off the mat. So keep the lower back grounded. You could use your right hand to move that right knee a little away, or if you're wanting to go deeper, lift the left foot, hold either the back of the left thigh or the front of the left shin. Left ankle can be relaxed here, but I want you to focus on keeping a flex through that right ankle so that we protect the right ankle and the right knee. Staying here for a few breaths, notice if your chin has started to lift. Tuck your chin and ground the back of the head, the shoulder blades, the middle back, and as much as you can, the lower back. All right, we're going to switch. So find a similar shape on the second side. Outer left ankle to right thigh. Take a moment to really glue that lower back to the ground. And then if you lifted the foot on the first side, you'll lift on this side. Press that lower back down. Make sure you're not shortening through the right side of the body, so lengthen the right hip down. You can relax the right ankle, but keeping the flex in the left ankle. All right, well done. Placing the right foot down, placing the left foot down. Let's stretch out the front line of the body through a little bridge pose. Taking the arms back behind you, hands to the floor, press into the feet, raise the hips, and take a beautiful stretch across the top line of the body. So back body firming now, so that we can open up front line of the body. And then slowly roll the spine down. Bringing both knees into chest. We're going to meet on all fours. So you could rock to your side or rock forward and come over the knees into your tabletop position. Let's work into the upper back a little bit now. You can be on the tops of the feet with the knees above the ankles, moving into our puppy dog stretch. The arms are going to reach as far forward as you can without shifting the hips forward. Hands can be a little wider of the shoulders, and I want you to tuck your tailbone down. So you're not arching in the spine like a cow pose. I want you to have a little tuck of the tailbone, and then start to relax the head down towards the floor. And so now we're working more into the upper back here and into the shoulders. Elbows are off the mat. Rib cage is drawing inwards. Abdominals drawing inwards. Let's take at least 3 more breaths here. And then we'll press into the hands after your third breath. Take your time and walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. And so our mobility and our flexibility work together very much. So let's move through a little bit of mobility work in our cat-cow action. Tucking the toes under. You're going to move into your cow shape as you lift your sit bones, also lift your chin, stretch underneath the belly. And then switch to your cat, and as you do, press into the tops of the ankles, curl tailbone down and tuck chin. You're going to keep going like this. Inhale back into your cow, toes tuck. And exhale into your cat. 4 more like that. To your own length of breath, try slow it down. We're so used to doing everything so fast in our life, in our day-to-day things. This is your time to slow down, to indulge. You should have about 1 more to do. And then we'll meet in a neutral spine. Alright, we're going to tuck the toes under as a transition to standing. So you're going to lift the knees, walk the hands all the way back. Your feet should be parallel to one another, and you're going to have them in hip distance. Keep the knees bent for this first forward fold, holding onto your opposite elbows to use the weight of the arms and the head to traction the spine down. Just lengthen down as much as you can. You take a little sway side to side. Just feel into the shape. You might feel like you've got a little bit of space here because of the opening we've already done in the back of the legs. But for now, just keep the knees bent, specifically to bring more length into the spine and the lower back. Alright, release the hands. Start to roll your spine up, keep your knees bent. 1 vertebra at a time from the bottom up. You're going to roll the spine up to stand, looking forward and taking a loop of the shoulders round, back and down. Reaching arms forward and up. And moving into a little side bend to your right. So we're going to lower right arm down. Left arm is going to reach up and across. Legs are straight and firm. And you're shortening right side body, lengthening left side body. And let's come back to center. And you'll switch left hand down the left thigh, right arm over. Try not lean forward, try not lean back. Try to simply arch over to the side. And then we'll bring both arms back up. Keeping the hips facing forward, we're going to twist to the right. So squeeze your right hip forward, take your right arm back, your left arm forward, rotating through the upper back. Lower that right arm down, bring it forward, and we come back to center. Switch over to your left. Left hand reaches back, left hip squeezes forward, right fingertips reach forward. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Beautiful. And then left arm to lower. Bring both arms forward and up. Back into your forward fold. This time, if you like, legs could straighten out a little more, maybe completely. Take the opposite elbows, but switch whichever one was on top from that first round. And just let the arms and the head hang. Lifting the lower belly. Lifting the sit bones away from the knees. And then just enjoying this inversion for a few breaths. And so sometimes we can increase and work on our flexibility through movement, but also valuable to hold poses a little longer to get into the deeper tissues. release the arms. Bend the knees, press firmly into the feet, and again start to roll the spine all the way up to stand, and you'll loop the shoulders. We're going to do a spinal roll from top to bottom this time, so bending the knees, tucking the chin in, and slowly rolling all the way back down. From here, you're going to keep the feet hip distance. We're going into our downward dog. So some of you might have the legs straight and keep the heels grounded. Some of you might need to bend the knees and allow the heels to lift. Going to walk your hands forward so that your spine is in a nice long diagonal line. Feet are hip distance, hands are shoulder distance. Outer shoulders are wrapping down. So if you look at your elbows, the creases of the elbows are pointing forward to the opposite corners of the mat. Head is relaxed. Such a beautiful, potent pose this. Finding space, finding flexibility in so many parts of the body. It's hard work, but to release parts of the body, often other parts really need to activate so we can find that space. Well done. We're going to move into a lunge here with the left leg in front, so looking forward. Going to step your left foot between your hands. Lower your right knee down. Notice that the back knee is not in a 90 degree. The front knee is in a 90 degree, but the back knee is further back, creating a little more space in the front of that right thigh, inner right thigh rolling backwards. Press firmly into your front foot and reach your arms up. We're going to take a little bird wing action here. So even though the elbows are moving back, I want you to just also draw the rib cage slightly in and open up the chest, but not just collapsing. So front body is still active. Extend the arms back as far as you can go. And then bring the hands back down. Step back into your downward dog. Right, to the second side. Going to step right foot through between the hands. Again, front knees at almost like a 90 degree, a little tighter than a 90. The front ankle, front shin is perpendicular. Back knees a little further back. And then again, arms are going to reach up, rib cage drawing in, feeling almost like the inner thighs are slightly squeezing together. Opening the elbows here, keep them bent, spread the palms and open up through the chest, but you sinking forward, opening up the front of that left thigh. Beautiful, extend the arms. And then let's bring the hands down to the floor. Once again, step back into your downward facing dog. Nice long downward dog here. Bringing the knees down to the floor, finding a wide knee child's pose. So we're going to take the knees apart, untuck the toes, bring the tops of the feet onto the floor with the big toes touching, and start to sit your buttocks to your heels. They might touch, they might not. See if you can creep your hands a little further forward, elbows off the mat, and allow the forehead to rest down. A couple of deep breaths here as you feel into those inner thighs, feel the lengthening of the lower back. And then bringing yourself back up. Bring the knees to be hip distance, separate the feet, and bring yourself all the way down onto the belly. Pubic bone pressing down onto the mat. Feet can be slightly apart. Going to bring your hands behind your back. See if you can interlace your fingers. That might be enough work for you. You're going to keep your feet pressing onto the floor, but lifting the back of the head. It's like a little locust pose. Some of you might extend the arms. Some of you might lift the arms away from the lower back. Let's hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower the head down. Change the interlace of the fingers. And then again, some of you might keep the hands on the lower back and just work elbows up as you lift the back of the head. Maybe you extend the arms, lift a little higher, perhaps in this round, feet off the floor. Keeping a little tuck of the chin, we hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Well done. Release the head down, release the hands either side of the rib cage, press up onto your knees, and once more let's find our downward facing dog. Alright, we're going to bring ourselves to lie down on our backs again. And then once you're all the way down, you'll bring your knees into chest. We'll move into a final twist. And so extending right leg away from you, left arm opens out to the side, hips move to the left. As you roll onto your right hip, twist that right knee across. Right hand could stay on the thigh, right foot could stay on the bottom, left foot could stay on the bottom thigh, or the foot could come down to the floor, maybe the knee to the floor, or the right arm can extend. So up to you. I want you to see if you can anchor that left shoulder blade down to the mat. And then if you like, you can look over to your left. 5 breaths here. And we'll come back onto the spine after those 5 breaths. Readjust as you need to. Right thigh to chest, left leg forward. Hips to the right, right arm to open, right shoulder blade stays grounded as you come onto that left hip. Taking the right foot either down to the floor, resting it on the left thigh. Rotating to look over to your right. And it's 5 breaths here. You can close the eyes. Head can come back up when you're done. Place both feet on the mat as you readjust, taking a last little squeeze of the thighs to chest. And then we'll find a short Shavasana. Feet out to the side, arms out to the side, rolling thumbs outwards. Shoulder blades move slightly together, collarbones broaden. A little tuck of the chin and the eyes can close. And so as much as we want to work on our flexibility in our body, and our body's ability to move in different shapes, we also need to work on the flexibility of our mind and how we move through different situations in life. And taking a few moments in stillness is a beautiful way to do that. Alright, starting to move, you can reach the arms back behind you. Take a nice full body stretch. And then you'll bend the knees, roll over onto one of your sides, and gently, slowly press yourself up so that you're not just flinging your body around. You're moving consciously, you're moving mindfully at a steady pace after really grounding your energy through that practice. Placing both hands on the knees as you close your eyes. And just taking a last moment of stillness here just to thank yourself. Gratitude to our bodies. And I thank you for showing up to this practice. A final breath in together. And a sigh out. And the eyes can open. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you enjoyed that practice. If there were parts of it that were hard, those are parts that you could really look at doing a little more of in your own time. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on the mat soon again and wishing you a beautiful day.